Hello and welcome to another episode of Elz Tells.
Ba-dum bum bum. Elz Tells, Elz Tells, Elz Tells. What you telling? Yeah, for the last time.
Well, not the last time. The last time this series, yeah.
That's it. I quit. We had creative differences. I'm going to go make my own podcast.
What's it going to be called? Nikon Tells. Nikon doesn't tell. Ever. This is going to be the last episode of this season. Thank you so much for joining us again. It's been really fun, hasn't it?
I've enjoyed doing it, yeah.
So this is episode 10, the final episode. We are very excited to film another season. It will be coming soon. Don't worry, we won't make you wait too long. It's not one every year kind of vibe like they do on Netflix these days, where like you have like half of the episodes and then you wait 5 years for the next ones to come out. It won't be like that. Today's episode is going to be all about being a Disney collector, a toy collector, and all of that. I get a lot of questions about Disney collecting, toy collecting, because of course, look at my room. If you haven't seen my full collection, of course, you can find me on the social medias at elz.smart if you want to have a look, or you can go on the YouTubes. I do room tours and stuff like that all the time where you can see like the amount of stuff.
But you're talking about collecting in general. Obviously, you collect a certain thing, but there are lots of collectors in the world.
Well, yeah, but obviously I'm a Disney collector.
Yeah.
And Star Wars. My first question is, what do I collect? If you were asked, what does Ellie collect, what would you say?
Plush bags. Yeah.
Plush bags.
Plush and bags and dolls, probably.
Limited edition dolls. Not just dolls. That's a very different collector.
Yeah.
Limited edition Disney dolls. It's all Disney.
Because you have a lot of them.
Okay, but also think about it. How many pins I've got. I've got a lot of pins. I've got a lot of Funko Pops.
Though, so...
Got a lot of Funko Pops.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of vinyl records.
Yeah.
I do generally collect a lot of Disney.
You're a hoarder. Is this an intervention video?
How dare you? No, but it's not hoarding though, because it's something specific that I collect.
Okay, yeah, you're not a general hoarder. I would say, but you have hoarding traits of Disney. But you collect a lot of it.
I think I was a lot worse before, if we think about it. So on my previous like room tour videos, if we're talking about it being a problem in question, in quotation marks, you know, like, yeah, it depends what you mean.
It doesn't always need to have negative connotations.
No, but I mean, on my previous room tours, the room next door was like a whole door was covered because I just had everything and I couldn't get rid of anything. Whereas like now I feel like I have sort of refined my collecting a bit more. What do you think counts as a collection of something? Because for example, we play a game called Star Wars Unlimited. It's a trading card game and it is so much fun. Highly recommend. I have done ads for it in the past, full disclosure, on me TikTok. However, we play it all the time and absolutely love it and buy our own cards and all that as well. But you have the biggest collection of Star Wars Unlimited cards and you collect those, right?
Yeah, I would say.
Right.
Yeah, because I've spent hundreds of pounds, like hundreds and hundreds of pounds.
What counts as being a collector then?
I think paying money to get it, whatever it is.
Yeah, but like if I had 3 Loungefly bags, am I a collector? No. I just like the bags.
You have 3 Loungefly bags,
right?
Yeah. But there's not really a set number either.
It is in excess, isn't it?
Yes, collecting in excess. That's
like
the
I
word,
clearly don't need, and I'm not going to necessarily use this many bags.
Yeah. Having more than you need to, because like guitars, I can only play one guitar at a time.
Right.
But I could try and justify that. Oh, I need an acoustic. I need a nylon string, and I need an electric. Oh, and I need a bass guitar for when I need to do down bass.
And a dobro.
And a dobro, you know, and it's like, oh, and a banjo guitar as well, because I can't play the band. So it's like already you're thinking, well, this guy's got 6 guitars. And it's like, well, I've got my first acoustic guitar, and then I've got my, you know, my new £1,000 acoustic that I go gigging with. Because,
right.
You know, so it's like
sentiment is a huge part of it as well.
But collecting more than I need to in excess, that's collecting.
I always get asked, how many cuddly toys do I think I have? Well, so here's another thing though, right? Soft toys, plush, cuddly toys. Like, what would you even call them? Because like
plush, yeah.
Yeah, but that's a very American term.
Far in excess of 1,000, I would say. I reckon almost 2,000.
So here's the thing with me, okay? I've got the wall, which is all of the sort of Disney ones that I think look nice all together, that we sit in front of to film the podcast. I've then got overflow Disney ones in a couple of places around the room, but I also have my childhood ones, okay? So usually in hammocks, etc., I have ones that mean a lot to me. For example, I have a little, what is he, like a bull? called Rome. He is like, he's been with me longer than you have. And this is the thing. This is where like being sentimental really does play a part, because I'm like, he's been with me so long, I can't get rid of him. He's literally
I've just said the same about guitars, haven't I? Oh, that's my first guitar that I got when I was 12, 13. You know, it's like, all I see this is, though, is just something that you collect. Mm-hmm. It's no different to someone who collects a load of gym gear and puts it in their garage or their basement. You don't have a garage or a basement, so it's here in your rooms.
My problem, which I don't see as a problem when I say this stuff, I see it all as positive, not actually as negative. But my problem is that I collect loads of things. So like I do collect vinyl, and I do collect limited edition dolls, and I do collect plush and loungefly bags, and like there is a lot of things. And don't get me wrong, I do love the kind of aesthetic that other people have. You know, they collect one specific thing and it looks all cutesy and really clear and nice. However, this, room,
I think a lot of collectors can't do, you know, they'll have staple or statement pieces. So I'm thinking of your Uncle Andy, who's got like mega statement pieces. He collects David Bowie, right? And some Star Wars stuff as well. And he's got his statement pieces around his house, but most of it goes up into the attic.
Yeah.
And that will just be loads of stuff up there, but like incredible stuff.
I think I like to have mine on display though. I am careful like where I put my limited edition dolls, like I try and keep them out of the sun and blah, blah, blah. But ultimately things are meant to be enjoyed. It's like I have a 5-foot Simba plush, and he's like absolutely massive, but he has to sit kind of near my window, near the sun, because there's nowhere else for him to go. So like ultimately he probably will end up being sun bleached eventually, but I don't care because I like that he is like out and like around. I'm a bit of both. Like I love my limited edition dolls to stay as pristine as possible, but I ultimately do want them on display because I want to enjoy them, because I bought them because I like them. This is a really interesting thing as well, is I started collecting, and still do, because I like it. And I think
funny, that's why any collector. I've never met a collector who doesn't like what they're collecting.
But so here's what I mean though. Jellycats. Me and you were collecting those toys before anyone else. Let's be real. We started that years ago. There was a local
We didn't
toy
start
shop.
Jellycats, but like
Well,
We
I'm the
started
catalyst again for the success. Just like Frozen, I'm the catalyst.
Launched Jellycats.
No, but I mean, we were on the hype way before anyone else.
Yeah, before it was a hype.
And we would go every single Saturday after we got paid and go to this little toy shop. It was literally called the Little Toy Shop in our town, and it was the loveliest toy shop ever. And they had a wall of Jellycats, and we'd go in there and buy sometimes one, sometimes 5.
Run by a lovely couple, wouldn't it?
And Jellycats weren't as expensive back then. They were still expensive for company toys, but they are really expensive now. But I just find it interesting because I feel like I've always had like almost a bit of intuition of what's going to be trendy. Crocs. I was wearing Crocs before anyone.
Yeah.
And no one in my household wanted Crocs. And now everyone has Crocs.
I don't see why there should be any negativity attached to it. Because so the key word is, you said you bought all this. You've bought this with your money that you worked to get. This isn't anyone else's money. You worked, you got the money, you bought it. So like, what does it matter?
Yeah.
And this is no different to, you know, people might collect BMXs, or like I said, guitars or music instruments, or all that kind of stuff. Or people might go out and go drinking, or they might go gym, they might go and do loads of other things, or they go on holidays. Some people like to save up and go on holiday every year. You, for different reasons, you don't smoke, you don't drink, you don't go and gamble, you don't like going on holidays or stuff like that. Everyone has money but chooses to put money somewhere. You just put your money in this.
Yeah,
that's all
true.
It is. Like, you know, and it shouldn't be seen as some big negative thing. Like,
well, I don't think it is like necessarily. I find it interesting because I get like comments sometimes where it's like, where did you get all the money to buy all that? And I'm like,
because you don't smoke, drink, go on holiday, don't do that. Like, you know,
but
you don't have a car. Like, you know, so I have a car that saps most of my money each month.
Yeah.
And otherwise I would probably have way more guitars, way more like music stuff around the place.
I've touched on this point before on the podcast. It's like, I don't buy all of this brand new. I buy it secondhand or find it in like charity shops, car boot sale. No. Don't get me wrong. If there's a new film out, I will buy the new plush for it.
And same, you're not buying secondhand limited edition dolls.
However, here's the thing though. Plush aren't actually that expensive compared to other things. Limited edition dolls have become very expensive.
Ridiculous.
When they first came out, they were £65. They went up to 70, then 72. They've like crept up. Then
what are they now?
So Arsha from Wish was 90, but it's funny because it was weird because she went on the website at 140, 2 days later, straight down to 90. Not in like a sale, just changed the price. Recently, the Snow White and Evil Queen live action dolls have gone out. 140 quid each. 140 quid each.
That's just crazy.
That's too much. I mean, this is the thing. This is why I collect less of the dolls now. Don't get me wrong. They've started putting a Colonna on the Disney store. So I did get Mary Poppins, the Jolly Holiday Mary Poppins, because she was too good to not get. But yeah, I had to pay him for her. This is the other thing, is sometimes it becomes unreachable. Like, loungefly bags have gotten very expensive. There's no hiding that. I have had to slow down on which ones I purchase, purely because it's so expensive now. But I remember, so with loungefly bags, talking about, kind of being on top of the trends, I was on Depop back in the day. I'm more of a vintage girly now, but I was on Depop and I just saw this really cool Monsters Inc. bag and I bought it and I got it for 35 quid, right? All in, like postage, the lot. And it is now the really expensive Monsters Inc. bag that is like worth over £1,000. Like, just purely by chance. I'm not necessarily out there trying to find things that are worth money or going to be like really hard to get. I just naturally seem to do it because I like it. I don't care if it's worth money or if I keep it in my collection. Do you know what I mean? Like Mickey Memories. I didn't know that was going to be the best thing ever, but I bought it because I really liked it. I love the design, especially of the January one. I think that's one of the best Mickey Mouse plushes we've ever seen. But I bought it because I loved it, and it just so happened to end up being worth money. Christopher Robin plush. Remember what happened with the Christopher Robin plush? We went to the Cardiff Disney store and got the Christopher Robin plush of like Winnie the Pooh, Tigger and all that. Then they sold out and became worth a lot of money. And I just went there because I wanted to buy them because I like them. I reckon I've been a proper collector for about like 8 years-ish. When we first got together, how many years ago?
13, yeah.
Over 10 years ago. I didn't have that much, really, did I? I had plush.
You had a lot.
In excess, but not like this.
No.
It wasn't everywhere. It was like on top of a wardrobe.
That's because you had 16-year-old money, that's why. Like.
Do you know what changed me?
What
changed me? Toy Story 3 came out, didn't it? And so it came out just before we met. And then I was like, okay, all the plush I've got now, I can't get rid of. I love them. I can't tell you how it feels like sentimentally. So TY plush, right? Beanie Babies. I was one of those girlies back in the day collecting the TY Beanie Babies and the little like tiny elephant like from the McDonald's versions that they did of them. Remember they did like, I can't remember what they were called, like mini Beanie Boos or something. I think they were called Beanie Boos.
I don't know what they were, yeah.
What? You're telling me you didn't have a TY in your life? Oh, that's so sad. Anywho, so I remember getting a brown bear called Camper. I've still got him to this day. Little TY bear, and he is so adorable. It's like, I'm so bad and good for like attaching a memory to something. Like I have a memory for everything, and so I find it tough to get rid of things. But especially when, they have like some sort of sentimental thing, because you have plush yourself. Do you know which one I'm thinking of when I'm talking sentimental?
No.
What, Grampin?
Oh, Grampin, yeah. I've had that forever.
What? Go on then, tell the story.
Just a little dolphin, which I've had since I was a boy, yeah.
Since
Before
I
you,
was a boy. Yeah, exactly.
I just never exposed this part of myself, so I just know. No one knows I've got Grampin. So
that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I guarantee everyone watching this has a like old buddy, old pal, right? Of like someone that like a little plush or something that they've kept, or like maybe it's in an attic in a box, but you still can't quite get rid of it, you know? Little Grampin is adorable. A little dolphin, and he looks like an old granddad dolphin because he's faded like colours and everything, isn't he? So what, do you feel weird because you don't want to mention that you got a little toy?
I don't know, it's just I've just never opened that part of myself out to anyone.
Go on then, like... let's lay it online. Let's get real deep now for the podcast. Final episode. We're digging past your exterior.
Nothing, it's just I just don't really tell anyone I got it, but it's just like,
it's obvious. I'm not being funny. Like, you wouldn't be with me if you didn't have that sort of more sentimental side.
Yeah.
And you love all like the magic and the Disney, and it doesn't matter. Like, there are so many Disney adult girlies out there who have like transformed their partners into being Disney adults. Like, It's nothing to be ashamed of at all. I think it's great.
Because I was never into Disney growing up. That's the thing. Like I
Just do it. You
I
had
liked
Mulan on repeat.
Yeah, I like Mulan. But as in, like, I didn't have Disney Channel. I didn't go into Disney Store.
Yeah.
I didn't go to Disney Holiday. I didn't have Disney Plush. I didn't have, you know. So yes, I had Mulan and all that on VHS. But yeah, I wasn't a huge Disney kid, and I only discovered it through you.
You're welcome.
I liked it. Don't get me wrong. I liked it.
You are welcome. Welcome.
It became another thing. Like I like guitars and I like gaming and I like Star Wars and I like Lord of the Rings.
Because I get questions about like what it's like for you. Because obviously this is like our room, but a lot of this is my collection. So how do you feel about that?
If you took all this away, we would have nothing.
We'd have a telly and a mattress.
Because this is what you collect, I don't care or complain in the sense of I've got my own space too. So, and it doesn't affect my space. Do you know what I mean? So I've got a gaming setup with all my Star Wars cards there. My guitars are all there. I've got a piano there. I've got different screens and a whole gaming PC. And like, I've got my own space. Yours just happens to be here because it's the biggest, most appropriate space to put the shelves and then film stuff. Do you know what I mean? So it's like this wall could be like, yeah, anywhere really, but it just happens to be here.
The rest of our house is, I say our house, the communal house, is leather, chairs, wood floor, very like kind of greys and browns and very empty. Like we don't even really have like family photos up or anything. Like it's very stark.
Your mum and dad keep a very clean house.
So this for me is like my kind of safe haven of like, I love this. Like, I don't know if it's like a creative brain thing or what, but we took something off the wall in the corner and for ages I just couldn't stop staring at the corner. I'm like, it's bare. I don't like it.
I'd say you do kind of confine it to your space. Like once you kind of like leave this and like you say you go out into the rest of the house, you wouldn't even know. And then you kind of come into your space and it's like this, but it's just like, that's your thing in your space.
I just find it interesting. Like I'd love to hear what you guys do with your collection. I really enjoy sharing it because I do get comments from people or messages saying that they have like a family member who doesn't get it, or their whole family doesn't get it, or maybe their friends don't really understand their love of Disney and all that. And I just think, just love what you want to love. Some people have like, you know, posters of Taylor Swift everywhere. That's fine. If you want to have Disney stuff all over your room, have Disney stuff all over your room. If you want to have, you know, the 1975 up everywhere, do it. Like,
I like seeing it.
Some people's thing is like cars, and they collect cars, and all of that stuff will be like, you know, Formula One themed or something. Yeah, I feel like there's such an immaturity attached to Disney, and I hope that my kind of page gives people the confidence to just love what they love. It doesn't matter how old you are; it's whatever you want.
But I don't think it's just Disney. There are many things that just make you feel like a kid.
Like what?
Gaming. Do you know what I mean? And I like seeing other content creators on gaming where they've got shelves of, I don't know, anime stuff. Or they might have shelves of Star Wars stuff or Lego. Got some friends who are hugely into Lego.
What I would say though is I just feel like, I mean, we spoke about this in the Disney adult episode, but I do feel like compared to the kind of label of Disney adult, the sort of like Lego adult thing or gaming is very much more accepted now with the streamers and the success they get.
I don't know. I think gaming is still very much looked at, especially by girls onto
the
guys.
Girlies.
100%.
By the girlies.
100%.
Nah, the girlies love Animal Crossing.
100%.
The girlies love Animal Crossing.
You talk about like a guy and you say, oh, like he's a gamer. There'll be so many girls just be like, turn off. That's a huge turn off. 100%.
Like a football lad. That's fine.
Oh, totally accepted. But I think that's because that's also come across the media of like the computer guy who sits in his room all day and doesn't do anything, doesn't go out, doesn't, you know.
Right, the representation of geek that we were talking about in a previous episode, like the representation of it is so weird in the media when actually it's just chill. Like,
still be a normal guy.
A lot of people love Star Wars
completely.
and Lord of the Rings. It's not just geeks in a 100%.
Cave. It would be more accepted, like, if I were to, like, you know, I go work my office job 9 to 5, if I then go out on a Friday and Saturday night getting sloshed, and all that stuff, I'd be seen as like more accepted, like, and cool. But instead, what my mates want to do after we all finish a job at 5 is come home, have tea with our wives, and then probably log online and chat to each other. It's like
gaming is such a nice way to be social without having to go out and spend loads of money.
100%.
you know? And I feel like the Disney community, it's so nice to be online with a Disney community who are excited about the same films you are, who are discussing how amazing a new bag design is or something like that. And it's nice to kind of find your people, you know? That's a really positive side of social media, is that you can kind of find a community that relates to you.
I do find it odd that there are more accepted hobbies,
Right.
and other hobbies that make you feel
In
like a loser.
society.
Yeah, 100%. If I said, I go running along the river, and I go playing football every Saturday or Sunday,
running.
and people like would think, oh, that's nice, he's active and stuff.
It's like gym culture though, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
Obviously, I go to the gym all the time. Gym culture is me. We go hand in hand. Do you know what, right? This is totally random, but I keep getting inboxes from life coaches offering me free like fitness advice, and I'm like, guys, this is borderline offensive now. They're like, don't worry, it won't cost you anything, but I help you in your new life towards health and fitness and losing weight. And I'm like, oh,
all that stuff just bores me.
Charming.
Just bores me.
Isn't that charming?
It's like, unless you can show me a way to make money, I don't care.
Isn't that charming?
I know.
Though?
Yeah.
I don't want to exercise in excess. I don't. I want to collect Disney in excess, you know? I tend to not only be able to attach a memory to something, but when I'm in a scenario that I'm really enjoying, I want to buy a commemorative item.
You do that a lot.
Souvenir. So here's an example. We went to Longleat with my best friend Meg for her birthday, but it was actually Meg's fault this time. And we went into the gift shop, and she was like, oh my gosh, should we both get a plush snake? Because basically we keep laughing because it's the year of the snake. So we keep saying yachts, like year of the snake. So we both bought a snake, and I said, that's fine, but we have to go and walk around Longleat House with it round our neck like a scarf if we're going to do that. But it was hilarious. And now forever, I will look at that snake and it will be a memory of me making Meg walk around Longleat House with a snake around her neck. It's so funny. And I love it. And I love that snake. And so it's like...
I don't know if it's more of a girl thing, but you do it more. Because I'm trying to think...
Hey, you bought a mug.
Me... Yeah, no, I do that with you and stuff. But me and my mates, like if I go out with my mates, we'll never get anything to commemorate.
But here's the thing though. Have you gone somewhere where you can do that? Because I find that it might be quite a girly thing to make a big deal out of birthdays and going somewhere specific like a zoo or something. I know it might be a bit niche, but I feel like me and my friends will go Build-A-Bear all together. Or, you know, we make a big deal out of birthdays.
It's hard to do at a casino.
Right, because you have no money left.
You guys got any plush?
What's your souvenir? An empty bank account?
Yeah, got any mugs? It's just, it just doesn't really work.
Stealing a pen from the casino.
Yeah, Miller and Carter. Have you got any...
Some people take...
Got any plush cows?
Some people take, like, beer glasses, don't they?
Yeah, that's true,
That's outright stealing, but it's still a souvenir.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. Just don't do it. But yeah, you do it with your friends.
You did it on holiday. You bought a lot of T-shirts and things like that when we went to Florida.
Yeah.
His first ever trip to Walt Disney World, my only second time. And we went crazy because we don't know when we're going to travel 8 hours across the ocean to go and get that merch again.
They also had cool stuff. Like I'm into like Naruto, like
Right.
anime. And you just don't get that in shops here. Whereas we went into a shopping mall in Florida and they had loads of Naruto stuff in like my size, because I'm a big boy. I'm like XXL. So
I'm a big
you just
boy.
don't find it in the UK. You just don't. But no, it was nice in America. And all the T-shirts were quality as well. Like
Quality.
I
tend to buy things to attach a memory to. I do love to do it. I can't lie.
You
I
do
just
it
love
with everything. You've got like a story with everything.
What is the most expensive item that I bought? Like, so when I've bought it, what's the most expensive item?
Thomas O'Malley or Princess Tiana. Tiana, probably. You bought the limited... What was she? She was a few $100, wasn't she?
Yeah. For years, the limited edition doll that I really, really wanted was green dress Tiana.
Well, I think she was the first one they ever released, wasn't it?
She was the first one.
Yeah.
She was only £65 when she first came out, and I missed her because I didn't know she existed at the
But
time.
that's because it was years ago as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. I was young at the
Yeah.
time. I was young. I was dumb. I was a fool. And basically I had this job. One of the first things that I went looking for as soon as I had the money was Tiana.
They're paying you, yeah. You were working remotely for a company in Glasgow. You were getting the big girl bucks in, and then you were like,
it was the first time I had proper good money.
You were like, I'm buying a Tiana.
Yeah.
It's just
it's
splashing the cash.
I saw one in the UK, which I find like difficult. And it was a girlie who was clearly a Disney collector herself, so she knew how to package it and everything. So it didn't feel like too much of a risk, you know, because the risk that you run sometimes is, especially with like scalper peeps who buy the dolls and then try and sell them the day after for double the price, which is ridiculous. Sometimes they won't box them properly. So I knew she was legit. I knew it was all good. It was through Facebook Marketplace. And I think she wanted 600, which is still a pretty good price for Tiana. I think I got her down to like 4. Does that sound right to you?
I think so.
Or was it less? I can't remember if it was in the 3s or the 4s.
3s or the 4s.
But I got her down quite low. She was very kind to me. Thank you very much, random person. But yeah, I remember getting her and feeling like life is now complete. It's so good. Like, that is the doll I've always wanted and dreamed of. 5 foot Simba.
Oh, I forgot. Yes, 5 foot Simba.
But he was definitely less because I remember.
What was he? 150? Or was he 200? Was he?
I can't remember if he was 200. I went down to 150 or something. I got a good deal. I always get good deals, guys. I'm a bit of a haggler.
Yeah, but also the pool of who's going to buy a 5 foot Simba is going to be quite small.
Yes.
So I imagine the seller was like, take what you can get.
Yeah. And it was like, come and collect it yourself. It was just after lockdown, so some people weren't necessarily confident with going out as well.
Drove to Portsmouth, didn't we?
We drove. Yeah, how many hours is that away from us?
A while. Yeah, 3.
3, yeah.
3 hours.
I remember just asking you and Dad being like, so I can't lift it. I can't fit it anywhere. I can't actually drive.
He's enormous.
It is huge, but amazing. I knew I needed it. It's like one of the staple items that I absolutely adore in my collection. So.
And I have no like negative comment on it because it's no different to me finding like a guitar or an amp. I bought that Vox AC30, didn't I? Like my dream amp. I was like, it's got the valves in it, the glass tube valves that warm up the sound.
Sweetie.
And I spent over 500 quid on that, getting it second hand from someone at uni.
And then what happened?
What?
The garage flooded.
It still works.
Well, we haven't actually tried it since.
It might
totally still works.
It might not work.
The thing is, though, is you say, I don't care. Low key, you actually love it.
Yeah, no, I love it. That's the thing. I'm not low key hating it.
Yeah.
I'm low key loving it because
I was just making sure that's clear.
Because I also low key get what I want too. When I get my paycheck coming, I think I want that guitar amp I've always wanted. I'm gonna go get it.
What do you think is worth the most money now? So not what I paid for it, but what is now worth the most money in my collection?
Monsters Inc. Loungefly, probably.
Monsters Inc. Loungefly is a good one. That's got probably the best sort of like, you know, I got it for 35 quid and now it's over £1,000. However, you also do have to be careful with things on the internet because obviously it's only really worth what someone will pay for it.
Yeah, that's the golden rule. Even if you sell it for 500 quid, you bought a bag for 35 quid. So it's like...
Agree.
Yeah.
But I also don't ever want to sell it because it's my first ever Loungefly bag.
Yeah.
This is the curse of being sentimental and a collector.
Because if you were just selling it, you're not a collector, you're a scalper then.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
So I do have some other things that are worth a lot. So the Vanessa limited edition doll, I was so happy when I managed to get her. I love her. But she's worth over £1,000, sometimes 800 quid. Depends on the condition as well with limited edition dolls. That's your other problem. There are some other things in my collection as well. Like limited edition dolls is another one, but obviously you pay a lot for them anyway. But like I've got a Jessie, that's probably a couple of hundred. I've got a double pack of Woody and Buzz. That I got for a steal. So let me tell you the story of that one. I got it online. They had it up for, I think it was 100 and something. Pretty fair price anyway. It's a particularly rare one because back in the day, people just used to open limited edition dolls and just play with them. So people still open them to display, but a lot of them got ruined back in the day because it wasn't really as much of a collector thing, you know. I got it on eBay, opened it, and I was gutted because on the top of Woody's hat and everything was this layer of like kind of like mold, you know. And I was like, oh, I don't really want to like open it. So I messaged them and said, look, I don't know if you noticed, but there's all of this like mold stuff and it was kind of a bit on his shirt and whatever. They sent me a partial refund, and then I remember talking to you about it and being like, look, I don't want to just leave it like moldy if I can save it. So we were really careful about like opening the box. It was just a surface bit of just grimness that I was able to sort out, and so I got them for 72 quid.
That's good.
That's incredible.
It's essentially a deposit for a house, all this stuff, isn't it?
It would be if I would sell anything, wouldn't it? Be real weird.
But it's nice that it has all gone up in value. I suppose it almost makes it worthwhile because it's not worthless. Do you know what I mean?
Here's the thing, though, is that to me it will never be worthless.
No,
but I feel like it makes more sense to other people who don't get why I like it to be able to say, yeah, well, I bought that for 35 quid and now it's worth £1,000.
It justifies it then.
Then they're like, oh, okay, I get it now. So it's more of a justification for people who it doesn't satisfy for me to just be like, I enjoy it, so that's it.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
I feel like my way of expressing my love for something is buying the merch. Do you know what I mean? If I really love a film, I will buy all the plush. I will buy like an outfit. I will buy a Loungefly bag. It's just my way of expressing myself and what I love. I just love it. I just find this joyful. Like when you see this room, I just think joy. And I think if you don't think joy, if you think, oh, she's weird, then you're just not my type of person. And that's fine. I'm not made for you. I'm made for myself.
Top 5 things you'd save in a fire.
Okay.
You need to grab 5 things. Quick, stat.
Okay, but can we just...
I've gone and got the cats.
I was going to say,
everyone's
let's
safe.
just make sure, everything.
But I've got
else
no
out.
time. Like, it's taken me all that time to herd 3 cats out of the house.
Okay. Can I take massive Simba?
Yeah.
Am I able? So if just say that it would definitely be saved somehow, like, because practically I'm not going to run and try and haul a 5-foot Simba.
Throw him out the window. Yeah, just like...
Right, fine. Okay, so 5-foot Simba would definitely come with me.
The fire crew turning up. There's just a 5-foot Simba on the driveway.
Just saving all of the goods. Just saving our prized possessions. Number 2 would probably be Green Dress Tiana, the limited edition doll.
You'd have to gently bring that down in your arms.
Yeah.
So Simba's getting chucked out the window.
We're taking logistics out of it.
Because if you throw see, it's got to be part of it.
No, because otherwise it's not making it, is it?
Well, no, you can grab other stuff as well as Tiana, and you've got a hand for 3 other things.
Because look, realistically, if there was a fire, chuck all of the plush outside. So I would scoop all of these and chuck.
Yeah, no, you ain't got time for that. By the time it's taking you to
I'm
throw
allowed
Simba
5
out,
items.
oh yeah, Simba's taking you like 3 minutes to get out.
I'm allowed 5 items. It doesn't. The logistics aren't part.
What
of
are your other 3 things? You've got a hand left for 3 things.
Ooh, are we saying just of Disney collection?
Whatever collection.
Yeah, but I mean, because like, would I take a guitar? I'd probably save our guitar, the one with the mountain range on, because that is our guitar.
Yeah, but also a guitar's a piece of wood with metal strings on at the end of the day.
Yeah, but it's not to me. I think that's very sentimental, actually.
You can always buy another guitar, can't you?
Whoa.
I think the plush. I feel more sentimental to
like,
the plush.
Save the plush.
Yeah, or the limited edition dolls. Like I think like.
Okay, that is a fair point.
It's not like that's some Gibson rare, super rare, thousands of pounds.
It is super rare. Our guitar is
not beautiful, one of a kind, incredible.
Well, it pretty much is. Our guitar is a crafter. That we walked into a shop and found secondhand randomly. It was one of its own, and the fretboard is a mountain range with like really cute moons, and it's like marble and gold like foil.
I'd be more upset losing my Telecaster, which is what your mum and dad got me when I was like 16.
you gotta balance it with the cats in your arms.
Yeah,
then,
but as in like I don't feel that sentimental about our acoustic guitar. I don't know why.
Oh, I do. Well, it's let us down a couple of times.
I feel like we got it quite late into our journey as well. Our journey. Because I felt like we'd done lots of stuff and other gigs, more important gigs with other guitars first.
You say that.
We did first EPs with other guitars.
No. Every single EP has been on that guitar. We got rid of the white guitar.
On the blue one before that.
Before we recorded anything. That's staying on the fire then, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were kids, but we had student loan, didn't we?
Oh, student loans. Yeah, I was never richer than when I had a student loan.
Back to the job at hand. So I'm taking 5-foot Simba, Tiana. A lot of the Disney plush can be replaced. However, I would probably keep ham. Specifically, there's one ham there that Auntie Jo got me for my 18th birthday, and it's the best present I might have ever received. Just love it. Didn't ask for it, just absolutely what I wanted, and it's perfect. It's got a stamp on it, everything. I love that plush. And when people ask me what my favourite plush is out of all of them, that is one of the top 2, I think. Maybe the favourite, but I find it so hard to pick a favourite. What are you doing?
Getting Professor. He's the one guard saving a fire.
Nikon's just got up and hasn't said why and is now scrambling. A minute ago, you said you didn't want to show this side of your personality.
Yeah, no one has ever seen Professor.
Now you're dying to show the camera your old buddy, old pal, Professor. Well, never mind what I think then. Why are you getting Professor? What?
I was getting ready to do my list after.
Oh, you're doing one. Okay, fine. Yeah, so that's 4. And then the 5th one would be particularly difficult because, like I say,
Wait, what was 3 and 4? So 3 was a guitar. So Simba.
No.
No,
the guitar's firewood
Simba,
now.
Tiana, Ham from Auntie Joe. What's 4 and 5?
This massive pua is my guy. He's my guy. However, I think it's Thomas O'Malley because I went through so much trying to get that thing. There were so many times where I had sellers who were like, yeah, I'm selling it. No, I don't want to sell it anymore. Oh, sorry, I've sold it to someone else. Like, it was so hard to get. So Thomas O'Malley is one of my absolute favourites. The problem is like, then I've got so many like Loungefly bags I love, but I suppose they are very replaceable. I have so many sentimental plush, like other plush. So, Iceberg is probably one of them.
Is that Rome? Yeah.
But this is Rome, who I spoke about earlier, okay? He's a little bull that I actually got in Rome.
You went on a cruise with your mum and dad and a nan, didn't you?
You see how he has a stain on his nose? That's because literally 5 minutes after we went for dinner and I got ketchup on his nose. And I remember as a young'un being gutted. I was so gutted with myself that I'd done that.
It's your own fault, isn't it?
It was my own fault.
Because he must have been on the table or near the food.
Yeah, he was, because he was eating with me.
Yeah, well, no wonder then.
He was eating with me. I'm not going to leave him out. But the point is...
How old are you, do you reckon, when you got Rome?
Literally like 5, 6. So young.
Rome is then like nearly 25 years old.
Yeah, look. He's so cute. He's a TY.
He's in pretty good nick for 25.
Yeah, apart from the stain on his nose. Now, obviously, I love the stain on his nose. I hated it when I was young. I was like, I've ruined it. I've only just got him.
You'd have to save Rome then, wouldn't you?
I really would want to, but there are so many that I would want to save because they all have sentimental
reasons. You don't have many like 25-year-old plush, do you?
I do though. This is my issue. There's one called Gumdrop. He's round here somewhere as well, but he's like further down. And he's a colourful bear. And I had the colourful one and my sister had the pink one. Gumdrop and Rome are the 2, and Camper the bear. They're the 3 like TY bears that I remember having around since I was so young. So it would be tough to choose. Okay, so what about you? Saving 5 things in a fire.
Professor.
Oh wait, I would save Iceberg.
Yeah, you'd
in
have
a
to
heartbeat.
save Iceberg.
I'd have to save Iceberg. My Jellycat, old buddy, old pal that lies on my bed every single night. I love him.
I'd save it for you.
Yeah, that can be one of your 5.
I was going to say, because although we got all these here, in the bed, there's only like Iceberg and Professor, isn't there? Like, these are the 2 guys who make the cut.
There are some Jellycats as well.
They rotate.
And I've got the Lotso that Sean got me, which is now like literally ruined
It's squished to a pancake.
It's so squished because it's in the bed. So
I would save Professor, who you got for me, first month anniversary?
Yeah, something like that.
So he's like 13 odd years old.
Long story short, when Nikon moved in with us, it was very, very early on in our relationship. We won't get too deep. But long story short, he didn't have a lot of things. And I
came with a bin bag. I came out of foster care and came up to here with a bin bag.
And I was like...
full of stuff. That was it.
I know what you need. A cuddly.
Yeah.
So I was walking along past this charity shop and Professor, this dog. So for anyone on podcast version, it is a cuddly...
scraggly old dog.
Scraggly dog. He's very flat and adorable. And he was sat out of a pot, like a plant pot. And I just saw his face and I was like, that is perfect. So I went and picked him up and brought him home and he's been with us ever since.
I would save him. I'd save our USB hard drive with all your family and old music and everything on.
That didn't even come into my head. I'm like, save.
That's got like all your old family videos,
Yeah,
holidays.
Yeah.
Because we spent ages converting all of it, didn't we? From old VHSs, old photos, everything.
Yeah.
Everything is on the old hard drive, and that's not plugged into a computer. That's literally like phone size. I'd grab that. I'd grab my phone because I know you can buy another phone, but it'd be such a faff not to have a phone because everything is set up on it. It's all just like
but if we were gonna do that kind of thing, I might have chosen different.
Yeah, I know, but just calling to get a hotel for the night, or just
okay. So
what a faff it would be without a phone.
So just take away the hard drive and the phone. Just talk about like fun stuff that you'd keep, like. In theory, everything else is fine, but you need to. Yeah,
but I'm saying that Professor counts with like serious stuff.
Yeah.
That's how serious he is. He's like up there with my phone. Other than that, guitars I don't really care about.
You just wanted your Telecaster.
I probably would. It would probably be maybe number 5. I don't know what else I'd bring before it. I don't think I'd bring any other plush because this is like the guy I super, super love.
If you were saving stuff, It would be me saying, quick, Nikon, grab that. Quick, grab that. Go, go, go.
Yeah.
You wouldn't necessarily go for stuff yourself. You'd be saying, OMG. And I'd be like, take this.
If I could, I'd save my gaming PC.
Oh my God.
I would.
So lame.
No,
Come on.
My PC?
Come on.
No, that's my baby.
That's not sentimental.
That is so
That's
sentimental.
probably insured and you could just log back in and download everything. That's not... No. I wouldn't let you... If I'm hauling 5 foot Simba out of here, I'm not letting you drag your gaming PC
I would
out.
be slowly lowering that out of the window, like, getting someone at the bottom to catch it. No, that's my pride and joy. That's my pride and joy. That took me ages to get up
I'm
and save
your pride and joy.
That's literally
I'm
pride
the
and
greatest good you're gonna get.
Yeah, I don't know anything else. The cats, I'll just make sure everyone else is all right.
Obviously, we'd save the cats. Let's not be silly. I would try and get stuff that I would find hard to replace or that wouldn't feel right if it wasn't the one that I had.
Clothes is more my thing. I feel more sentimental to clothes. A t-shirt that you got for me or that someone in the family got for me or that, like, the shirt I got married in. I would rather the shirt I got married in and look around for that than look for, like, toys and stuff like that. Obviously, I would get him first. Mm-hmm. But yeah, if I had 5 things in a fire, I'd get my phone, a USB hard drive with everything, all the family photos on it, that, my shirt I got married in, because to me that's really sentimental. And maybe something else, clothes, whether like my favourite t-shirt.
But that's the sentimental value of it too.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you would want to collect that you don't have yet?
Naruto Funko. I want like the whole collection.
I'll take the lot.
Yeah. Which
okay.
I don't have.
This is the part where you're meant to ask me what I want to collect.
What do you want to collect?
Thank you. Thanks for asking. Well, currently on my wish list, thank you for asking, there are a couple of Loungefly bags I really want. There's a Mr. Prickle Pants from Toy Story 3. Gorgeous bag.
There's some Naruto Loungefly coming in there.
Yeah, it came out the other day. But it's one of the big backpacks. Guess how much?
How much?
Guess.
90?
100. It's too rich for us at the moment. I've had an emergency dentist and we had an emergency with our cat last year. Prickle Pants Loungefly is at the top. If I had all the money in the world, there was also a Wheezy Loungefly bag.
Cool.
Yeah, he is beautiful. There are a couple of plush I don't have from like Oliver and Company and stuff like that, but it's fine. I may not come across them. Same with like Peter Pan, like there's some of the Lost Boys. I'll eventually hopefully have them all, but I don't need to spend the amount to make sure I've got them right now, you know, like I'm fine. I really want a Hannah Montana acoustic guitar. That's been on my radar for a while. There are some on eBay, but I just like, can't justify buying another guitar just because it says Hannah Montana on it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's hard. There's a lot of things I would get. If I had all of the space as well, we are running out of space a little bit.
Premium now.
Yeah, so I've got to be careful and only buy the things that are 100% necessary to come into the space. A Thinkway Toys Buttercup. No, that's top of my list. Thinkway Toys Buttercup. Because the problem with that one is it's got plastic eyes. So it has lots of scratched off eyes in the like secondhand ones. It's time for Controversial Corner. Alright, ready? We'll do a competition. Who can do it longest? Ready? Controversial. You have to do it with me, the whole thing. You don't get to save your breath. You've got to
start with it's time for. So
okay, it's time for
Controversial Corner.
I did it longer than you. I did it longer than you. Roll the tapes. Roll the tapes. I did it longer than you and you went, oh, you lost. I was still going.
I was still on the same breath. You lost.
No, I was still on the same breath.
You went silent.
No,
like a mouse.
I didn't. Lost. Go again.
No. All right, go on then.
Controversial Corner. I still beat you, even though I laughed in the middle.
The cats looked so alarmed.
Literally, you were looking at me with pain in your eyes, and I just had to laugh. Oh, there's such a good series on at the moment called Last One Laughing on Amazon, and I highly recommend it. All the comedians have to go into a room for 6 hours and they're not allowed to laugh at each other, and it's so funny. Obviously, I'm just comparing us to one of the comedians on the TV.
You are not Rob Beckett. Richard Ayoade.
This is primetime comedy content.
Controversial Corner. I know it's normally an opinion, but I'm not really sure what my opinion is. Scalpers on Disney stuff.
Okay, interesting.
Because like Disney releases stuff and the scalpers get at it.
Right, here's what I don't like, okay, is when Disney release something, then people complain that they haven't been able to get it, so they release it again, even if it's said limited. I've noticed recently they've changed limited edition to limited release, so that they can basically make as many as they want for a unspecified period of time,
Right.
and keep releasing until it dries up.
Right.
Do you get me? So they can make more and make more until it's gone. So like they did a limited release Moana 2 pin.
Which drives down the value, because that's what you're saying.
Well, not just that, but it feels like a sneaky way of getting around it being limited edition. Like they're not going to number it, but it's still quite expensive. So you'll often find that a limited release pin is a bit more expensive than a normal pin. A limited edition pin might be a little bit more, but it's still, it just, I don't know. Does it add value to it? I don't know. For me, I find that part of it frustrating because I do like a limited edition item. Just it's in my blood.
That's the whole point. To think that you've got one of 2,500 of a doll, and there's only 2,499 others out there. It's like, yeah.
I think scalper-wise, I like it when Disney put limits on the amount that people can buy, because it just makes it easier for everyone, limit it to 2 or whatever. However, I do understand that some people don't like that, because if they're buying for multiple kids, then I think, are you really buying a limited edition doll for 3 different children?
Yeah, you buy
Probably
450 quid's worth of doll in it. That's
probably not.
Amazing if you can.
Maybe.
But I mean, like I said, if you've also got that kind of dollar, you can probably get someone else to get you the third one.
So scalpers wise, I'm kind of like, I know it's a shame, but at the end of the day, they have like bought it as well. They've been online at the same time as you. I don't think it's on the scalpers necessarily. It's more on whoever it is selling the item to limit it to 1 per person or 2 per person than it is on the scalpers. Like they're going to do what they can, aren't they? It's the same with like Ticketmaster tickets.
Yeah.
People buy them to make money on them. It's awful, but it shouldn't then be a thing that Ticketmaster allow.
Yeah, no, I do. Yeah, I think the way to police that would be to not allow resales.
Or not allow higher price resales. It's simple. You have to sell it at face value.
Yeah, exactly. If you can't do it, just give it back to Ticketmaster, I think. And they have a pool then of reserves that they can just allocate. Because everyone would sign up to that. A Ticketmaster, a Sabrina Carpenter reserve pool.
Yeah.
You and many thousands would go in that. Anyone who can't, and you then guaranteed if you can't sell your ticket, you just bang it back to Ticketmaster. You'd probably lose your booking fee, but you'd get your ticket money back.
Yeah, 100%.
Zing, straight to a reserve.
Zing.
But yeah, no, I think the resale of music tickets is a bit like, that's cheek.
Right.
Very cheeky.
Exactly.
And because it's like, it annoys me when people scalp something ridiculous, like, and driving tests. Who is buying a driving test and then scalping? Who is scalping a driving test? Yeah. Especially when it's often only 17-year-olds who are going to be trying to book them anyway with their or their parents' money or their birthday money. Like, who? Like, that's so sad. I think if
this is what I mean by like, it's unfair when someone buys something and then sells it for more, but it's not like on them. It should be on other people to police that. Like, why are the driving people not, setting up some sort of way for them to verify that that person actually needs a driving test?
Yeah.
Like, if you've already got a driving license, you shouldn't have a driving test. Like, they should need a provisional or some evidence.
That's true, yeah. So as part of you buying or booking your driving test, you're putting in your provisional.
Yeah.
Yeah, and saying, that'd be a good way to get around it.
Like, it's easy to police these things. They just choose not to.
But it's harder to police retail stuff, like you say, because once they've bought it, we can do what you like with it. Otherwise, because that would be along the same vein as being upset with someone who's unboxing their limited edition dolls. Yeah. It's just like, well, you've bought it. You can do what you want. So if you want to sell it, then I guess you can.
They just need to limit it to like 2 per household or guest or whatever it is. This is the danger of the online shopping, is it's always fastest finger first vibes. And then it's also a case of like, it's who can afford to pay the resale price afterwards. I've never been able to afford, like if I've missed out on a limited edition doll or something, I don't afford to buy the double the price that it is later. For example, now, like I've openly spoken about that my collection is worth a lot more now than it was back in the day, but I'm not going to sell it for the original retail price, am I?
Yeah, but I think...
So when do you stop being a scalper? Yeah,
well, no, I think a scalper is somebody who does it quite quick turnaround. I wouldn't say, just because that Monsters Inc. bag is now worth £1,000 you bought at 35, but it's been sat in your possession for over 10 years.
Right, it's inflation.
that's I'd say that's different. I think that's you collecting something that's gone up in value.
Yeah.
You've not scalped it, and also you're not selling it, so you've not got the intention.
Does scalping need intent?
I think scamping needs scamping.
Scamping.
I think scamping.
You got spit all down your face.
I think scalping needs the intention behind it. of being like, I'm going to buy it and turn it round ASAP.
Do you hate scalpers? What's your
I don't think I hate them. I think it's just annoying when they buy something annoying.
When it's something you want.
Yeah, like can you imagine if people started to get up in toilet roll? Like, wouldn't that just be so frustrating?
It's just be annoying, yeah.
It just feels like a troll then.
Yeah.
Whereas like if they're scalping like a nice to have, then like yeah, fair enough. But yeah, I get why people do it, and if you can be bothered to do it, then hats off.
Hats off. That is the end of the episode, and henceforth the end of the season. How do you feel?
I'm stepping away and making my own podcast.
Don't be a doofus. We'll see you next season.
I'm leaving you.
We'll see you next season.
I'm making a podcast.
See you next season.
With me and your dad.
Yeah, feel free to let us know any suggestions for more episodes, but we do have some really cool ones.
Can we tease what's coming up next season?
Next time on Elz Tells.
Well, we're doing behind the scenes of you being an influencer. Like how much you get paid for certain things. How to set up your stuff. It's going to be good.
Right. I really want to do one just on like us, how we met, all of that vibe.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Our story.
Oh. Get to know the hosts.
I hate that.
Let us know if you guys want that, because I would be interested. If I was watching us, I'd be like, these two are mental. What's their story?
You're punching.
This is the end. So please give it a like if you liked it. If you missed any of the episodes from the season 1 of Elz Tells.
What's been your favourite moment of the season? Or like a favourite episode bit to do?
Well, my favourite moment was when I completely owned you when you were talking about people in the cinema versus DVD, and you were telling me to go home and watch it, and then you said that media was dead, like physical media was dead, and I was like, how am I going to go home and watch it on DVD if physical media is dead?
My favourite, I think, was the dinner party.
Dinner party was hilarious.
Like asking if you can sit on Austin Butler's lap, that kind of.
That was so fun. But I've also loved all of your guys' comments and everything. Like, it's so fun to just hear your opinions. And like, we started with like top 10 rom-coms. That feels like so long ago.
Back when Bridget Jones came out, yeah.
Thank you for watching the whole season and this episode of Elz Tells. We will see you next time. We will see you next season. Let's sing them out.
Ba-dum bum bum. Elz Tells, Elz Tells, Elz Tells, what you telling? Yeah. See ya.
Goodbye.